about that. The battery died. It's March 6th, Sunday, 6:34 p.m. right now. But like I was saying, I mean, those people, famous people who somewhat have money now and they've made it, they're in a better place or whatever. It's the money that allows them to be in certain situations that are, quote, better versus a common black person. And even worse, I'd say, the lower end black person. You know what I'm saying? Because, they tend to be in more dangerous situations, dangerous environments, or whatever else. But it's even worse when the people who are supposed to come and save you, the 911, the police, are supposed to come and save you, but they don't even care about you. You know what I'm saying? They really don't even care. You can tell. They can tell, and it's sad. So what's the point of calling the police? Because they really don't care. They're not there to help you. They really don't care about helping you. If anything, I mean, I'd say the great news for them is they get to shoot, a nigga or two and they go home, knowing that, hey, well, at least another one's dead and gone. Or they get to pack another one up, pack a few more up in like their police cars. And at least they can go home at the end of the day, at the end of their shifts, and they know, hey, well, we got some justice now. We got some more put away. And they're going to get put away. They're going to get put away. Even if it's just for a little while. Which, to be honest, black people are tried for, I'd say, at least twice the amount of time. At the very least. Let's just try to be generous, I guess. Twice the amount of time as someone who is white for the same crime would be. And then you have to also realize that sometimes black people, they're not tried by a jury of their peers. They're really not. Tried by people who are other races. Of other races who already see, the black person as, what is that? What is the amendment? Innocent. If not proven guilty in the court of law. Yeah. That's the rule. That's the amendment. You should have a fair trial, and with the trial, you are innocent until proven guilty. You know what I'm saying? But when you don't have a jury of your peers, and when the peers already saying they already just automatically kind of just want to put you away anyway because, you're the enemy, right? But again, they're outside of you, so how would they really know what's going on? Well, maybe someone's like, well, it's just common sense. Like, if there's certain evidence or whatever, some of that's just logic, common sense. It shouldn't matter, like, what race they are or not. Like, anyone can decide, based on the evidence and chronological events of what happened, whether this person deserves to go to jail. You're right, but you also can't deny that some people, they really don't mind putting another black person away. They really don't mind that. They really don't mind. But a famous to me, I'd say, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode was when Carlton and Will, they were what, like on their way to, either they were on their way home or they were on their way to a party, one of those two. Anyway, Carlton, they didn't know where they were going. They were using like the old school map. I remember, paper map. And anyway, they couldn't figure out like where they were going. So Carlton was driving pretty slow. And this is me too, Like, there's like an intersection. You have to take this way or this way. And you're trying to like look on your GPS, your map. Same thing, basically. Same scenario. And, you're driving kind of slow. You're trying to figure out exactly where you need to go before you just dart off and say, oh, well, I'm just going to go here. I'm just going to do this. No, Carlton was driving slow. And it was just like on the single road. It wasn't like on a highway or anything like that, Just like on a single road. Anyway, the officer comes by and tries to whatever. What are you doing out here? Well, where are you boys headed? And anyway, Will, he already knew what it was, you know what I'm saying? Because he was used to that kind of stuff. And it doesn't just have to be the fact that it was a white cop. No, it doesn't have to. In that scenario, you can look the scene up on YouTube, yeah. In that scenario, it happened to be a white cop. In the scene, screenplay, if you will, like whatever you want to call it. I think it had gotten to the point where the boys were taken basically to the police station. It was like this whole big thing. And Will even said to him, Will said to Carlton, really, you think that your glee clubs and, your fancy school and, daddy's money is going to save you, but it's not. It's not. And again, what God, I hope I'm saying this right. I'm probably going to butcher it. Like, it's Gazi Godza. Kodza? Kodzo? I really didn't know. Anyway, Ghazi, he's opened my eyes. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't. You're not alleviated. You may learn, it may be easier, again, because you're higher up. Again, just like Carlton, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't exposed to certain things like Will was. Because of that money, you know what I'm saying? It gives you opportunities to maneuver certain things. Go to the fancier schools. You're around with white kids, but I'm going to tell you, you pretty much, you have the same basis as if you're the black kid. Just like Will said, your glee clubs, none of that white crap is going to save you. It's not, because you're still black. They're going to see you as such. They're still going to treat you as such. And Carlton, he just didn't understand that, you see. He sat down and he was just, no, well, I would stop someone who was going too slow. Like I said, the thing was they were going, quote, too slow. Too slow, right? It's on a single road. It's not like they were blocking traffic. They were just, cops stopped them just to stop them. Why? Just because. The same thing with Chris Rock. Just because. Really. Just because. Why not? All I know is that, after seeing that, I remember Carlton, he sat down, he was all confused after Will walked away or whatever, and Will, he was like, I can't believe this, like, you just don't get it, because Carlton, he was denying, no, it's not that doesn't matter, it's not a race thing, why would the cop do this, it doesn't make any sense. And Carlton was on the couch, and anyway, Uncle Phil came by, his, Carlton's dad, and he was like, well, Dad, let me ask you a question. Uncle Phil said, yes. Carlton, he was like, if you were a cop, you would stop someone for going too slow, wouldn't you? You would. You would stop me. You would have stopped me, right? And what did Dr. Phil said? He said, Dr. Phil, snap, Uncle Phil. Mix up the two up. Nah, Dr. Phil, he's completely different. You are a dirtbag. Anyway. He said something kind of, that did direct towards the answer of no. He did, I remember that. Because again, it doesn't make sense. I remember Carlton, he was sitting down after Uncle Phil left. He was like, I would stop me. I would have stopped me, right? And he's sitting there just going over in his head. Trying to put it all together. And it's really sad because it reminds me of versions of me, how I used to be, People are telling you one thing, and you have your little heart set on this, and you want so much for this to be true, whether it's with race or whether it's like how I wanted people to treat me, even if I was queer or whatever, or whatever, same gender loving, whatever you want to call it, whatever. So you have your heart set on how things are fair and how things are supposed to be open to you, but no, it's not. If anything, it isn't more open for white people. It really is. Especially if you want to talk about the queer community, it is definitely more open. And again, you're in a system that is not made for you. It's not made to work for you. Feminism, it is not meant to work for black women the way it works for white women. It really isn't. People who are queer, same gender loving, whatever you want to label it. Queer doesn't just mean like, homosexual, by the way, but anyway. Anyone within that community who's like not hetero, not cisgender, or whatever. Yeah, the system, it's not made to work for you. It's going to work easier for your white counterparts. It is. But it's not made to work for you. It's not. That's why, to be honest, we don't see a lot of things being done for ourselves by those people who we look up to and who we expect to have the same rules for us. But see, no, the system does not want us. And anyway, that's why we have to stop asking and we have to just create our own because they're not going to do it for us. We have to have our own, build up our own, and we have to protect it. Just like we have to protect our melanin. We have to. It's like I said, they whites know of melanin. They really do. They're the ones studying up on it all the time. They know how important it is. I didn't know how important it was. And I have melanin. We have to protect our melanin. We have to protect our own. We have to protect our own children. We have to protect certain things. The things we want because they're not gonna do it for us. They're really not. But yeah, I had to bring that up because I was reminded of that when I started talking about Chris Rock and everything like that. You know. It's new. Definitely these revelations I've been having of how things work. Yeah, it is. Like it hits me, you know? It's like, okay, well, I'm a little bit in this gray area where I'm a little bit like I'm disappointed, I guess if you want to call it. I'm disappointed, I'm sad, and I'm just like, where do I go from here? Because now that I really see things as they are and how they're going to be, and how I have to make things for myself to be because, you know, those other people aren't going to do it. You know, who you grow up expecting to do it because you're told that everything's fair. You're told that everything's equal. You're told that let's all hold hands and everyone cares about each other. No, no, no. Where do I go from here? And that's basically like where I'm at. And of course, I'm still at the place where I'm still researching history. I'm still like trying to know my truths and where I come from and why it is that I come from that place and why it is that things are the way they are and why they continue to be. Where do I go from here? That's just like what I keep asking myself. The more I keep learning about what whites have done to not only blacks but just other communities, but yes, you know, namely blacks. It's like, okay, where do I go from here? Because literally, just like Carlton, how he had to sit on that couch and he's sitting there, you know, it's just all up in his mind. What is this? Why do people keep telling me this? I don't understand. It's not supposed to be like this. It doesn't make any sense. I expected them to be there for me. Now, like, I'm having to just step back and look at all these people who I expected to be there for me. And I realize they're not. Where do I go from here, you know? And another thing I also think is important. I haven't grown up, like, around other black people, to be honest. I really haven't. I haven't grown up feeling this love for black people. I haven't. I didn't mind people as a whole, like in general. But I don't have, there's not a lot of, like, initial love for black people, you know? And again, it's also like, where do I go from here? Because I have to build on that. And especially since I'm learning that, you know, I can't. I just can't have love for white people. I can't. It's everything's new, you know. I'm having to reach out and try to be okay with things how they are, and then better things for myself as a black person because of how things are, you know. Try to reach out and try to love my community more, and like I said, that I've never had that, and see, it's going to be hard, and this is also why I'm like, where do we go from here? To be honest, I was outside and just like an hour ago, and I was making sure that every black person I passed, I intentionally said hello to them, you know, as loud as I could. Hello, friendly smile, head nod, or whatever. I recognize them. Because that's where it starts. That's where it starts. We need to have this relationship with other black people, you know what I'm saying? It's important to have that. Instead of being brainwashed, you know, that whites have your back. No. So this is the start. Because like I said, I've never had love for black people. Like, it's never really hit home for me. These are things I never had to think about. I never thought about race like this. But see, I'm having to confront it. And I just know this is the start of me trying to love my people more. It's baby steps, you know, but something as small as just being a little bit more out there and open and initial when it comes to black people. These are things that I'm trying to do. I have to get used to black people, really. And as a black person, it's like, well, why would I have to say that I have to get used to black people? That says something. That I realize that that's what I have to do, and that I realize even that I have to say that. Maybe someone's like, well, your mom's black. That doesn't mean anything, though. That's my mom. Maybe someone's like, what? No. But she's basically the only black person I've actually grown up with and been around, like, consistently. Other than that, I haven't had a very good relationship with other blacks. Anyway, I gotta start. And this is the baby steps. It has to start somewhere. What else do I have? Again, just like little things I'm realizing. But the next history class I'm definitely gonna go. I'm gonna bring up the blue sharks. Why didn't you say, I'm gonna be like, why didn't you say this about blue sharks? Because if you talk about the Holocaust, you have to talk about that. You have to talk about how it really all started. The domino effects of how they knew to do this to Jews anyway. You have to. Why would you leave that out? Why wouldn't you have us take notes on that? But they don't want you to know, They really don't. They wouldn't have you know more about your history. So like I said, like if you take away my history and things about me, you can make me how you want to be. It's literally like you remove all my memories from my brain. You remove me from my brain and you put in images and phrases that you want. You mold me how you want me to be. American names, American language, American ways of eating, of food, American ways of agriculture, and yeah, man. You put you put that mess in, and then I'm good to go. I'm just another little robot. But I'm just saying, like, I'm I've woken up, and I'm not to my fullest yet, but I've woken up. I really have. I've woken up. I'm not like to the fullest, most wide awake yet, but I've woken up. It's like the early morning when you wake up, like you just slowly rise up and you're rubbing your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're getting ready to open your eyes for the first time. You're getting ready to see for the first time that day. I've woken up. I'm not fully, awake. Like, oh yeah, let's go. No. I'm just starting to rub my eyes. I'm starting to rub this stuff out of my eyes so I can actually open them and see things as they are. And then once, I see things as they are, I see what's in front of me, I see what's all around me, what's to the side of me, what's above me, what's below me. I can get out of my bed and start walking around on my own and go on about my life, my actual life. See what I'm saying? I can get ready, put on my clothes, and then, head out the door. I can do me, I can do my life, how it's supposed to be. Think about it. You're in control of yourself when you wake up in the morning. That's all you. You wake up. You rise, you rub your eyes, you put your clothes on, you wash your teeth, you eat, and then you leave. That's all you know what I'm saying? It has to be that way with this process too. I'm just starting to rub my eyes so I can open them. First, I have to get all this mess out of my eyes. That's why I'm doing research. That's why I have to decolonize all this crap that has been put into my mind as a black person. That's literally what I'm doing when I mean I'm rubbing this mess out of my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I have to just get this gunk away so I can see and so I can be better. For me. That's all I have, man.